Hey, what's up? I'm Dom and welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to be checking out the Mobvoi TicWatch Pro 3 Ultra GPS smartwatch. For those of you who are new to this channel, I'm quite a fan of anything smart. So be it smartwatches, smart tech, smart home, all that sort of stuff, I'm absolutely a huge fan of. And today it's time to check out something I haven't used in a while, and that's a Wear OS Smartwatch. I've been in the Apple ecosystem for quite some time, but I think it's now time to move on to a multi-platform ecosystem. I've decided to invest in a smartphone, a new smartphone. It was a Samsung Galaxy S21, to see what it's like and to see if I still have Android in me. And I thought that this would be the perfect addition. Now, just by looking at the packaging, my first impressions are that this seems to be a really good smartwatch. So the packaging does state that you have up to 72 hours of battery life in smart mode and 45 days in essential mode. Now that is really impressive. It's also suitable for swimming and IP68 waterproof. So without further ado, let's have a look at what is inside of the box. Okay, so let's start by having a much closer look at the box. So I like the way that it is presented. It's plain, simple and straight to the point with all of your features listed. Yeah, let's have a look at what's inside. So once again, they come with this box that's packed inside of another box. You've got a quick guide here showing you all the features and possibilities of the watch. But let's have a look at what's inside. So that's how the smartwatch is presented. I must admit, it does look really nice. The round bezel is a absolutely amazing addition. I mean, don't get me wrong, I am a huge fan of the Apple Watch, but I think that this sort of watch face is a lot nicer and a lot more traditional. Okay, so let's have a look at what is further inside of the box. So that's what the watch looks like. Let's put that to the side for the time being. Okay, so it looks like it comes with a instruction guide as well as a charger, which in reality is all that you need with a smartwatch. What is a shame is that it doesn't come with a charging stand of any form, but I guess this is more than capable of doing the job. And that's literally it. There's nothing else inside of the box. Okay, so let's have a closer look at the actual watch in that case. The watch band itself is made out of some sort of rubber, but it does feel really nice and soft, if I'm honest. The actual bezel of the watch feels really good. You can't twist it like you can in a Samsung watch, but that's not really a huge problem. The watch does look extremely stylish. So now I'm going to see if I can power this on and see what the setup is like. So I have now set the smartwatch up and the setup process was extremely easy. So this is what it looks like. This is the default watch face that it does come with. It's actually a really nice looking watch face. I like the fact that you've got the date, you've got the percentage, and you've got your activity monitor just here. I absolutely adore the orange as well. If you swipe up, you have your notifications. I don't currently have any notifications, so there's nothing there. If you swipe down, you have your mini menu for controls, such as your Google Pay, flight mode, silent mode, and do not disturb, and that types of modes. If you swipe right, you have your Google Assistant. So that just gives me my next event, my weather, a few shortcut keys, and what looks to be a motivational message from Nita Ambani. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. And they say, if you don't build your dream, someone will hire you to build theirs. I couldn't agree more. So if you swipe left, you have your activities. So at the minute I haven't really been active much, so I have only 175 steps, 1 minute's worth of activities, and 1 minute worth of activities. If I swipe left again, it's going to show me what the weather is like. And then once again, I've got a calendar event which just says head to bed. I'm not sure how I got that calendar event, something that's synced through a Never app to remind me when I should be in bed. I'm not sure why. So this is now trying to measure my heart rate, and that's it. But I believe you can add more shortcuts like that if you like. Now to get into your main menu, you press the top key here, and that will give you your main menu. That's what it looks like. You got your tick health, tick exercise, pulse, sleep, and all sorts of other apps. So pretty cool. If you need to download any apps at any time, you literally visit the Play Store, and you can add apps from your phone. These are the apps that are already compatible with your phone, or installed on your phone for that matter. Or you can search for new apps. To go back, you simply swipe left. So yeah, you tap the top button once again to go back, and the bottom button is a shortcut button. So for example, I currently have it set to the default, which is activity, but I believe you can set it to other things as well. So having a closer look at the watch, I honestly think that it's a really nice watch. That's another pretty decent part of it. So in its default form, it won't light up like this. It will come up with this sort of display like you'd see on a normal digital watch, and I think that's really cool, particularly when you're out and about and it's extremely sunny, it's extremely bright outside. I think that is a absolutely amazing addition. But yeah, that's what the watch looks like. And one thing I have recently noticed with this watch as well is that you can actually change the strap itself, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that you can add any 22mm strap onto this, which obviously makes it easy to find a strap that you like. And looking at the Mobvoi website, I have found straps already there, so you can buy straps for this watch, which is pretty cool. Okay, I'm awake. Let's start by checking out my sleep. 9 hours and 47 minutes. That's not too bad, I guess. It's gonna give you a nice tip, which is pretty awesome, I think. It's gonna compare my sleep to the last 4 days. The average sleep efficiency of 87%, which I guess is pretty good. I don't think I know enough to comment on that. But when you press asleep, it's going to give you a better sort of graph, and it's going to tell you how much you were awake, your REM sleep, your light sleep, your deep sleep, and as well as your heart rate and your blood oxygen during sleep, which is pretty cool, I think. But yeah, that's what the sleep tracking looks like. Okay, so for the next part of the test, I'm going to go on a little commute. Stay tuned. Okay, so I'm now back from my little mini cycle trip. So these are the results. It's not a major, massive cycle trip compared to what I'm used to, but I think it's perfect just to show off this watch. So that's all that the watch shows. During the exercise it does show a lot more details, but I think it's pretty decent in terms of the amount of information that it gives you, particularly during the exercise. Okay, so this is the Mobvoi app. I'm just going to refresh it so that the latest detail is synced. And as you can see, it gives a lot of detail, including your health mainly. If we go to have a look at the badges, it allows you to work towards something to keep you nice and fit. If we have a look at the activity, it gives you your steps, how many steps you've done today. You also have a weekly view and a monthly view, which once again also provides a great amount of detail. Obviously I haven't been using the watch for a long time, so I don't know that. It also gives you exercises, and it gives you a huge amount of detail, even though this particular ride was extremely small and short. The weather's just not the greatest at the minute here, so I didn't go for a big ride, but that's another story. Yeah, I mean, the app also has several other features. It will show you several other things, and it gives you a nice little calendar, nice little chart. I like a nice chart. If we go on to have a look at the Explore, it takes a bit to load up because I believe it's a website of some form, but it gives you all the latest offers, the community, and then links to all sorts of things. Now moving on to the main Google Wear OS app, it's also pretty well built. I mean, this is a pretty universal app. It's for several different types of smartwatches, but it allows you to choose your tiles, and you have quite a few things to choose from on the watch. Makes shortcuts really nice. It also allows you to choose your watch face, and there's a huge amount to choose from, which is nice to see. They all look nice and realistic. Yeah, so I've been using this smartwatch for around a week now, and I have to say it's a decent smartwatch. I do really like it. Starting with the watch faces, I think that the watch faces are absolutely brilliant on this watch. Not only are they extremely realistic, but they make it look like a traditional watch more than anything, which is something I really like about it. They seem to be a lot better than the watch faces available on the Apple Watch, which up till now I think has been one of my favorite smartwatches of all time. The health tracking features on this are extremely impressive, in particular when it comes to monitoring your heart rate and oxygen levels. So the heart rate monitor on this will not only monitor your heart rhythm, it will also alert you to irregular heartbeats that may indicate underlying issues such as atrial fibrillation or AFib. It will also help you assess mental fatigue and track your daily energy levels, which I think is absolutely brilliant. Now, moving on to this watch, I think it tracks your sleep extremely well as well. It gives you, as I shown previously in this video, it shows your sleep extremely well. It shows how much how much percentage of your sleep was deep sleep, how much was REM sleep, and that type of stuff, which is very good. And I actually quite like that, and I actually quite like knowing that, if I'm honest. In terms of working out, the smartwatch has a huge amount of workouts, and it's compatible with various different providers, such as Google Fit. It's also compatible with Strava, and it's got its built-in health tracking system, which is very well made. Now, in terms of the overall performance of the watch, I think it's pretty impressive. I've had many smartwatches in the past, a lot of which were Wear OS, or back then, to be fair, Android Wear, and I think that this one is exceptionally good in terms of the performance, because not only have I not have any performance issues like any lag or any stuttering in the actual system itself, it's also really fluid. It just works, if you know what I mean. I guess that would be due to the Snapdragon Wear 4100 processor built into this watch. So other than that, I haven't had a chance to test this watch whilst swimming, but I hear good things about it, and I think having a smartwatch that is compatible with swimming, or a smartwatch that isn't afraid to get wet, is pretty good, particularly in this type of climate where we're constantly getting hit by storms and poor weather. Now, moving back to how this watch is compatible with 5 different satellite systems, which is also pretty cool. It will allow you to build a much nicer map if you are like me, if you like to cycle and show off your distance. One thing I wanted to say as well regarding that is I wasn't able to get the footage to show you how it looks like, but the actual watch face does show you a little tiny sort of map during the performance overview, which I think is amazing. It's very nice to see that. Now, in terms of the battery life, from my general use, I was able to get around 70 hours out of this. But what I do like about this is the fact that you can change the watch face. So at the minute, I'm not sure if you can see it on the video, I have it set to go from a screen like this to go to a screen like this. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's like your standard digital watch, which I think helps you save on the battery in a lot better way compared to just having a always on display. Although I have tested it with the always on display as well, and I think it still is pretty good, but I don't see the need for it if most of my information is provided on this watch face, which saves your battery anyway in the first place. So I think that's pretty awesome. In terms of charging it, I think it charges pretty quickly. One thing I will note though is it's a shame that it's just a standard charging cable that has been included. But on the other hand, that's all you need really. And I had a look on Amazon, and you can buy third-party stands for this, just like you can for the Apple Watch. And to be honest, let's face it, the Apple Watch doesn't come with a stand either. I have to buy that separately, unfortunately. But that's just the way it is, I guess. Yeah, so my overall scores for this watch are as follows. The quality of the watch is definitely a 10 out of 10. The style of the watch is also a 10 out of 10. I absolutely adore the fact that you can change the watch straps and you can buy your own watch straps to this watch as well. In terms of the overall performance, once again, is a 10 out of 10. I've had no performance issues at all. Battery, once again, is a 10 out of 10. I don't want to make a habit of 10 out of 10s on this, but unfortunately this watch is just really good. One thing I will say that needs a little bit more work is the app, but it's still a really decent app. And I'm not talking about the Wear OS app, I'm talking about the Mobvoi app. I think that the app is brilliant, but I wouldn't rate it a 10 out of 10, I would rate it a 9 out of 10. But it's extremely simple to use at the same time. Now you can sync it with services like Strava, and you can sync it with Google Fit as well. But I would like there to be an official link there. So one thing I have had in the past with Garmin smartwatches, for example, is the ability to choose which workouts I sync to Strava, because when I connected my Strava to this watch or to the Mobvoi app, it started syncing all of the auto workouts, which are like 7-10 minute walks, which I didn't really want to have on Strava. But that's just a small thing, and I think the app deserves a 9 out of 10. Yeah, so overall, I highly recommend this watch. I recommend it if you are an Android user. I recommend it if you are an iOS user. It's simply because it's a brilliant watch. The quality is extremely good. The app is good. The look and feel of the watch is extremely good, and it's worth every single penny. That's really it. I really did struggle to find something bad to say about this watch, because obviously a review needs to have both the good and the bad points, but the watch just works so well that I found it extremely difficult to find something bad to say about it. And when I was talking about the app, I gave it a 9 out of 10 because I think it's just a bit too basic, and I did find an issue which may be user error, but it still is something I found. That's why I give it a 9 out of 10. It was a hard score to give it. I was wanting to give it a 10 out of 10. But yeah, I'm comparing it to apps such as the Garmin one, which is extremely detailed. But to be fair, the Apple Watch one isn't as detailed. I'm just comparing it from the fitness side here, I think. Now, in everyday life, this watch has been a treat. It's just really worked well. I remember always having to charge my Apple Watch before I left the house. I very rarely have to charge this one. It's just good. It looks really smart. It's a great watch, and yeah, I definitely recommend it. That's it from me. I hope you enjoyed my video. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and check out my blog at techwithdom.com, and don't forget to subscribe to my bi-monthly newsletter where I send you some epic stuff I came across online, and other than that, more updates from behind the scenes of Tech with Dom. So that's it for this video. Till next time.